Today I'm doing a oil change, my Vermeer 925. You can see here, you take this little bolt out. See, there's a cute little oil change thing there to make sure you know where you're going. And you take that out, there's a tube that comes out, and then you drain the oil. And then, as you saw at the beginning there, you always want to raise this up because you have to take these two side panels off. This comes up. I'll show you that in a second, but you have to take these off, and the arms have to be up. So you have to put this, they put this nice little brace in here, safety today for it. I had a couple people watching my videos, and they said, hey, can you show us some maintenance on the Vermeer? So I'm doing an oil change, a total hydraulic fluid change. That's a little bit of not a huge process, but it's a little different than the oil change, obviously. And there's a lot of hydraulic fluid in this thing. So I'll get started. Thanks for watching. Now this is the 40 horse gas motor. That's the first thing a lot of people ask when they watch my videos, is that a gas or diesel? So this is a gas. I haven't had any problems with it. It does everything I need it to do every day. You see the stuff I'm doing with it, and it performs just fine. I haven't had any issues with it. I guess one negative to this is there's no room in here. Like they've used up every square inch to get this engine in here. So that's the only problem with doing an oil change. Is I'll show you the oil filter. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's way back in there. And then, you know, even putting the oil in, here's the, I don't know if you can see the cap there. There's the cap right there. That's the change, or to put the new oil in. So I've got a big long funnel that goes in there to be able to get the new oil in. So that's the only downside to the gas engine, is that there's no room in here to work on it. So if you want to ever change the belt, that's even harder. The fan belt, alternator belt, that's even harder. I've done that before a couple times, or even just to tighten it up. Now you can see the oil filters way back here. That you want to make sure you do before you put your new oil in. Just put your cap back on, because I've actually, I'll still have the drain pan underneath here, and go get all my nice brand new oil I just bought, and not put this cap back on. And I look down and I think, man, that's some really good oil coming out of there, clean oil. And then I realized, yeah, I forgot to put the cap on. So, you know, we all make mistakes, no big deal. Here we go. Yeah, bust my wrist. That's all right. That's part of it. Like I said, that's the only problem with this gas engine. It is a pain to get that on there. filters are supposed to be hand tightened, but it's so difficult to get that on there to start with, and you can't really grip it nice to do it hand tight, so I just use that wrench again. Yeah, there we go. Now Vermeer, in their manual, it says engine oil filter change replace on the gasoline engine is every 200 hours. So I've always changed my oil at 100 hours, just because the way I'm running those the brush cutter and the stump grinder, those attachments that run that engine a lot hotter than normal. So to me it's insurance, extra insurance on that engine and the hydraulic system. Because on the hydraulic system, it's every 1,000 hours to change the hydraulic fluid in the filter. I think the filter's sooner than I think the filter's every 500 hours. And on these machines, because my last ones, I burn up the motor on it, the hydraulic motor, and I'm going to change the hydraulic fluid and the filter at 500. I changed the filter once already at 250 hours. So I talked to the guy at Vermeer, the head mechanic, and he said, yeah, it won't hurt. They're recommending every 1,000 hours on the hydraulic fluid, and I'm going to change mine every 500 hours just because I'm running those hotter attachments. All right, so this is the part that's kind of hard to get to. Is this oil? The oil fill cap is way back here, but you can reach it. You do have to use a long funnel to get in there. I'll show you that. Every oil change I've done up until today, I've always used the synthetic blend, high mileage. It's a Valvoline high mileage synthetic blend, but when I went to the store today, they actually had this full synthetic high mileage. Is actually cheaper. I asked the mechanic at Vermeer if it mattered whether you use conventional or synthetic blend or synthetic, and he says all they ever use is conventional, but I thought, well, I'll give this a try. It's cheaper anyways. Not quite there. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're getting it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's at the high mark. Don't forget to put your cap in. Now for the hydraulic fluid to come out, there's a hex bolt underneath here, drain plug. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a lot of oil. Hydraulic filter is in here, and they went to this cartridge rather than my old machines. They had the whole, like a standard filter like you'd see on a car or a truck, but this one they changed to this little cartridge, so you're just spinning that off, and I use that same wrench to get that off there, and then again put a shirt underneath there or some type of rag to catch any oil, because there will be some that comes out, and then you put this in there and basically sit in there. I fill this back up before I put it back up and fill this up with oil, so that's got oil in it already, and screw that back on and you're good to go. Need a bigger tool. There may not be a whole lot of oil, I'm not sure, because I just drained it all out. Could be some, but it's on there. It's got a big thread on it. This filter, see how it's pushing it out? So be careful you don't push that filter down into the canister, because then you're gonna have even more oil coming out on you. Yeah. Here's the plug. All right, putting the new filter in. Kind of hold it in place. You can kind of hold the cartridge underneath. It should snag up in there. Use my Colts rag here. Go Colts. Yeah, there we go. Good job. Good job, everybody. Thanks for your help. Get that oil off there. Take this cap off, hydraulic oil cap. Funnel. This is the fun part. This is what Vermeer sells. It's ISO 68. I don't really know what that means. Vermeer high power 68 high performance hydraulic and circulating oil. There's the part number. Ultra gold. I had someone recently message me. They said, have you ever done an oil change? And he was, because he was looking at the price of the oil, this oil that I just showed you. He was looking at the price of this oil, and it's about I think it's like $128 for that 5-gallon bucket, plus the filter. That filter cartridge is about $85, I think. So I think it'll only take about two of these. I bought 3 just to be safe, but I always like to have a little extra sitting around, just because you get a leak or something in your hydraulic system. It's good to have it ready to go. Me personally, well, one, they're still under warranty. I wouldn't use anything else. I don't think it's worth it. I'm not an expert on hydraulic oil, so someone watching this may say, yeah, it doesn't really matter. I've put the cheap stuff in there, so I don't know. I just, you know, I know Vermeer's got their name on it, so it's going to be more expensive, but it's just one of those things. It's like, is it really worth it? So I just buy their stuff, and that's what I'm going to use. So this is what came out. I filled up one 5-gallon bucket and about 3/4 of a second bucket. So I'm going to say that's about probably 8.5 gallons that came out. So there's still that mystery 6 gallons in there. It doesn't really make any sense, and I don't know how you get the rest of it out of there, but that's for a 500-hour oil change when it's supposed to be every 1,000 hours. I just figure, hey, if I can get a good majority of that old oil out and get new stuff in there, that hopefully it'll help with the hydraulic system lasting a little longer. it goes. Should have this ready. There we go. We'll keep an eye on this level, so if when it gets in between this red line and this black line here, give me a shout and let me know, and I'll stop pouring it in. That's your job. Thank you. I'll start pouring this other one. Their old 5-gallon jugs used to have a little vent. You just pop it up. It's kind of nice. I don't know why they stopped doing this, because now I got to put a piece of, if I don't use all this up, I'll have to put a little piece of black tape or duct tape over that so it's sealed up again. Oh, here it comes. You can see how dirty that was, that filter, compared to the new one. So definitely going to make a difference. So I got that hydraulic oil change and the filter change. I forgot to mention that it almost took 2 5-gallon jugs. I bought 3 because the system takes 14 gallons altogether, and it took there was just a little bit left in that second 5-gallon jug, maybe not even a gallon, probably half a gallon. So I'm gonna say it took 10 gallons to fill it up. So there's still 4 in that system that I guess through the hydraulic lines and the pumps and wherever else that doesn't drain out. Vermeer, main mechanic at Vermeer Midwest, he seems like he's been doing it for 20 years, and that's exactly how he told me to do it. So that's the hydraulic fluid oil change for the Vermeer 925. Hopefully that helps somebody. I've had a few of you ask the process of that. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.